Do more classroom horror stories. Do more classroom horror stories. Do more classroom horror stories. No! I heard you. Everyone heard you. Everything within 10 miles of you heard you. I know you've wanted these. I am trying to get my arrhythmia back on track so that I can read them and then sleep at night. But apparently, that doesn't matter to you all. Welcome back to episode 12 of Classroom Horror Story. My name is Tyler Jakowski, and I need better hobbies. I'm going to tell you one thing I've learned doing this whole series. No classroom is good. None of them. Absolutely zero. There's always some kid who's pooping into his hand and throwing it at the teacher. There's always some prank that the prank itself is like them punching some teacher in the throat. I didn't see the prank. I didn't see the funny part. Or there's like some principal who helped out with like a drug ring going around in a middle school. It's all bad. It's always not good. And yet, somehow, you keep coming back for more. I want you to take a moment to think about why you want to watch these. What part of your brain is like, Mr. J, scared, good? Explain it. Make it make sense. Okay, whatever. Let's see. This classroom horror story is from Lilia. Afternoon, Mr. Jakowski. I'm a year 12 student from England. So posh, so polite. A year 12 student. In America, we're like, I'm a senior. I'm a year 12 student from England. I have a funny horror story from when I was in year 6, 5th grade. Whatever. About a teacher who mistreated us. At the time, we had a supply teacher named Mr. Mason, a man in his 50s who was known for his abrasive demeanor. He had a habit of spitting when he spoke and would foam at the mouth when he got angry. Is he a chihuahua? We all hated him. He often singled out students over minor issues such as handwriting and would publicly criticize them in front of the entire class, especially me as I spoke up to defend others. Oh, handwriting? Homie, I'm a left. Do I need to say more? When I write, it looks like I put the pen in my mouth and I'm like... To this day, I'm 28 years old. I have the handwriting of a 3-year-old. He had a travel mug with coffee in which he filled at the start of every lunch, and he would leave it on his desk ready for when we came back after lunch. One day during his lunch duty, a group of us, my best friend, my cousin, his friend, and I, decided something needed to be done. We wanted to ruin his life as much as he had ours, so we decided to poison his coffee. I don't know about statute of limitations. It sounded like this happened a couple years ago and in England. Is this going to get me like arrested? Does anyone have like a law book? We grabbed whatever we could see and added it. There was paper, ink, the end of a highlighter, and bits of erasers, even a 150 milliliter bottle of hand sanitizer emptied into his half full cup of coffee. Am I reading a murder case? Is he alive? You'll probably tell. We sat down ready for our class to begin. We watched him look out the window and start to drink his coffee. The look on his face was priceless. And then we watched him run out of the room to the bathroom and heard him vomiting. Long story short, we never saw him again and later found out that he stopped teaching for personal circumstances. It truly is a day I'll never forget. Yeah, bad day to be a toilet. Thank you for reading. I hope you have a good day and enjoy your evening. Kindest regards, Lilia. P.S. Sorry for the long email, but I love your videos and you really helped me get through some tough times in 6th form. Are you able to give me some advice for going forward to help with my anxiety? Also, what's 6 times 7? You know I don't know 6 times 7. This gives me anxiety. If you want help with your anxiety, don't do math. But I appreciate you, Lilia. So what you're telling me is you poisoned him. You attempted murder on your teacher is what happened, right? There's no other way to look at it. You emptied hand sanitizer into his coffee cup. And pen ink, bits of eraser. My God, his poop probably looked like cotton candy. Yikes. Well, we're off to a horrible start. Let's read another one. All right, classroom horror story from India. Oh, I'm going to butcher this name, but don't take it personally. I butcher everybody's name. Nainika? I don't know. Hi, I'm a student from South India, so this happened when I was in 11th grade. At the start of the year, we had an English teacher, they're the worst, who was later promoted to a different branch of my college. Indian high school is only till 10th grade, and then 11th and 12th is considered to be college. Interesting. The more you know. We had a different male teacher come in, and no one liked him because he was very weird. As the year went on, his weirdness only got worse. He would start flirting with other students, which obviously no one liked. But the worst part was he would randomly start yelling and screaming at everyone. And when I mean yelling, I mean he would scream at the top of his lungs. At the end of the year, a month before our finals, my English teacher and some other men came into my class. class where all of us were studying, and the men started threatening my teacher and made him apologize to everyone in class. And from what it looked like, it was clear that he was hit. Did the Indian mob catch your teacher? And like that, they took him to every single class in my college and made him apologize to everyone. Later, we found out he essayed and harassed multiple students, and some of the girls told her boyfriend, who was a member of some sort of gang, and they came to the college and started hitting the teacher. He also borrowed a ton of money from other students, which he obviously never paid back. He was later fired, and no one heard from him again. Was your teacher El Chapo? What's happening here? You should talk to the person from the first story and just make some drink for this person. I feel like I couldn't imagine screaming at the top of my lungs at my students. But also, my students are twice my size. They would punch my chest through my back. Yeah, no, that wouldn't work. Thank you for the story. All right, this classroom horror story is from someone named Lily. I got Lilia and Lily in one video. Weird. Hi, Mr. J. I have a very, very interesting classroom horror story for you. Well, you've piqued my interest. So I was in 5th grade with my friends A and M. Okay, we're abbreviating their names A and M now. Can't wait to watch my ADHD forget that one. I was in ELA when the intercom went on and said that the school was ending early due to a plumbing issue. Lit. We were all very excited until we smelled a stench so bad that 2 kids almost threw up. I would have been those 2 kids, except I would have seen that through. Our teacher at the time was very new and thought it was just a prank on her since it was the last week of school, so she continued with the lesson. What? After they dismissed everybody? We were doing work when the intercom came on again and said the 5th grade was allowed to dismiss. Our teacher would not let us leave since she thought that it was still a prank. What do you think? They got the administrators on board with the prank too? We were finally able to convince her that it wasn't, and she let us go. When we walked into the hall, the entire floor was covered in feces, and we all didn't know what to do. Run. There you go. That's your answer. Run. Don't fall? I don't know. What do you want me to do? Our teacher was freaking out and told us to walk through it while she went out the back door to the playground. Baller. That's the right choice. That's a real one. That's a veteran teacher move. All the students were able to make it out safely, but the teacher was fired the next week after someone told admin, I take that back. You shouldn't do that. Walk through all of the poop with your students. Doesn't make much sense. Why didn't you bring the kids out with you? Turns out a sewage pipe burst under the school and the drains in the bathrooms overflowed and covered the school. Yikes. I'll take no for 500, Alex. Nope. Thank you, Lily. Okay, last one is going to be from Kinley. Hello, in 6th grade, one of my teachers decided to give an entire class party every day to her homeroom. My teacher didn't do any parties, so this was wildly unfair. Okay, so one teacher gives parties every homeroom and one teacher doesn't. Okay. One day I was talking to a student in her class. Apparently, the student had been denied entry to the party because of being on prescription meds for ADHD. I would have been so pissed. Are you kidding me? You're trying to tell me that this teacher who's throwing parties in homeroom doesn't also have ADHD? I threw parties in my classroom. I have ADHD. I'm the poster child for ADHD. The teacher claiming the student would be high and ruin the party. What, because she took some Adderall? For anyone who doesn't know this, when it comes to like ADHD and medication for it, if you don't have ADHD and you take Adderall, it brings you up to a higher level of concentration, which a lot of people correlate with like being high or being like on something. When you have something like ADHD, it brings you up to normal. So what the hell is going on here? The student was outside the classroom every single morning and no teacher seemed to care about it. Douche. Me and a few friends decided that we would speak up about this. So we did what any 6th grader would do. Head straight to the front office and ask to talk directly to the principal. Good. It's about time. There are probably some things that the principal can do. The principal did nothing. Just kidding. I don't know anything, apparently. So he sent it to the council, like the administrative council. The council said they would look into it, but they didn't. Who's this council? Do you go to school at Hogwarts? What is the council? Who's above the principal in the school? Did you send it to like the superintendent? That'd be baller. She was still out in the hallway every single morning. I just want to mention that our area of the school often had heater and AC issues in the hallway. One day, it had snowed outside and she was in the hallway. That day, the AC had broken to full blast and the heater was off. I happened to have a thermometer on my backpack and it measured -8 degrees Fahrenheit. I asked my teacher if she could come in the classroom. She said, quote, no, she probably has a reason to be outside. Do you go to the same school as like Matilda? What is, I feel like that's not realistic. Don't let this story make you think that going to the principal doesn't work. I know that there's this idea of like snitching and all this, but the fact of the matter is if you need to get something done because there's this type of situation going on, a principal should be able to help. And if they can't, it's true. Right to the superintendent. That'll straighten out any teacher. All right, let's read one more. The title of this one says, Horror Story. P.S. Sorry for spelling storytelling, and please tell this story on YouTube. I'll do my best. This one's from Callie Grace. When I was in elementary school, one of the helper teachers, we'll call her Mrs. A, acted out. So Miss A was a little off, and apparently she was a troublemaker as a kid and got in trouble off. I'm guessing this is why she acted this way. So it was a normal day when a few kids were at a back table with Miss A, and some kids were on the rug with my teacher, Mr. K. A and K. Come on, ADHD. You can chill out for 5 seconds, please. Mr. A and Miss A and Mr. Jesus Christ, I'm so God. Okay. Basically, I was at the back table when all of a sudden Miss A started to talk about how she wanted more stars than stripes on the flag and proceeded to take the flag off of its stand, lay herself on the floor, put the flag on her chest, and started saying, "Who do I look like? Who do I look like from the news?" She put the flag on the floor and rolled on it, and then put the flag down and went to the corner, then screamed, "I'm having a seizure." She said that about 4 times until Mr. K came over. It took 4 times of her screaming, "I'm having a seizure," for him to be like, maybe I should do something. He was asking her if she could get up. She answered no, so Mr. K called the school nurse, and in the time Miss A ran off where? She just dipped? I thought she couldn't get up. And after that, our whole class had a discussion about it, and we have been traumatized ever since. She never came back that year, and I heard now is back as a helper. Was she on drugs? I'm so confused. I want to know why she was acting this way. Said how she wanted more stars than stripes on the flag. She's probably on drugs, right? I don't know. Or having like a mental break. I don't know. Teaching will get you. Teaching will get you. You will often have mental break. All right. Thank you for joining me for another one of these traumatizing events. Me and my therapist have so much to talk about now. Keep sending them because I'm having so much fun doing this. I can't wait for episode 13. Also, if you know a teacher who isn't bad enough to end up with one of these stories, I'm running another $5,000 teacher contest in March. We're going to be giving away $5,000 to one teacher who deserves it. If you're a teacher or you know a teacher or you have worked with a teacher who you think deserves a little salary bump, go to americasheroescontest.com, click register for a contest, and get in there. Spots are going to go fast. I would love to see all of your teachers in there. All right. See you guys.